Hey, what's up everyone? It's B here with Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to AMS Motorcycles here in Sacramento, California. Since Bill stole my Ducati Scrambler for a review, I'm stealing his R9T for a review. This 2019 R9T Pure is a low version, hence why I can comfortably flat foot this bike on both sides of the bike, which is great. The bike is a little heavy. It's 483 pounds wet weight, so it's really nice and comfortable for me to be able to flat foot it. The bike is at about 110 horsepower and has 98 pound-feet of torque, which is plenty of go-go's. So I am really excited to finally get on the Boxer motorbike. So you guys take a look around the bike, I'll get geared up, and we'll see you out on the road. And here we go. We are on the 2019 BMW R9T Pure. So this is the first time I'm riding a Boxer motor style motorcycle. I have a Boxer motor car, completely different story. So this is absolutely tripping me out how this bike feels. So when you first start it, it shakes left to right. Like I've never felt something like this. And it actually throws me off a little. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting definitely used to it. So it's like, if you've never ridden a Boxer motor style bike, you should, because it's a trip. It's really a trip how the bike literally shakes because the valves are going back and forth. They're not going up and down, they're going left to right. So it's a totally different feel of a motorcycle, but it's really rad. It's totally weird, but it's really rad. So this bike is the low option, so it's shorter than my race ready R3, which has a raised rear end, and it is shorter than the R3 when it was stock. So it's a really low bike. If you're vertically challenged, then this is definitely going to be a great bike for you, because I can flat foot it and then some. So this is really weird, but here, let's check it out how it shakes. So we're sitting at the light and see how it shakes left to right. It's it's such a trap. So now Bill has the Racer, R9T Racer, and actually I believe the Racer's, it's definitely taller than this, and because the bike is so heavy feeling, I haven't been comfortable enough to ride his bike yet. But because I have such good footing on this one, I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. And honestly, once the bike rolls, it's really nicely balanced. Like, it handles great. So this one has the inverted forks, I believe, so it has pretty decent front suspension then. So once it rolls, very comfortable. Like the first turn I took, I was a little scared because it's a heavy bike. It's like almost 500 pounds, and that's without me on top of it. So, you know, I ride typically the more smaller bikes, so I was definitely a little worried, but it's not bad at all. It's not bad. Let's give it another try. I'm still overslowing the turns because I'm still worried, but it handles quite nicely despite its bigness. So like, if this is a concern, like when you first pick up the bike off the stand, whoo, it's definitely, you know, I'm 120 pounds. This bike is like almost 4 times heavier than me, so it feels intimidating, but really once you get on it, it's not. It's very cool. Actually, I'm really liking it. So what do we have? So we have hazard lights, we have heated grips, very nice. I love heated grips. The odometer tells you miles to empty, trips, estimate the temperature, clock, and that's that. So unfortunately there is not a lot to it. You have a very basic speedo. I wish it had a gear indicator. I really wish this bike had a gear indicator. So we're used to GP shift bikes, so I typically shift into the wrong direction just due to muscle memory, and I've been fussing with the shifting the whole ride so far, and I'm like, alright, down is actually down, up is up. So it would have been nice to have a little gear indicator. I really appreciate it. It doesn't even have like a neutral light, so I couldn't tell if the bike is in neutral or not. I wish it had that. But you know, this is supposed to feel old school. And let's see, it's the rock. Look, this is such a trip, it rocks. I'm not doing anything. It's just a bike doing it. So vibrations, definitely vibrates. I think that's a just box and rotor thing. It vibrates and it feels trippy, but once you ride, it's really not bad. Once you're like cruising along, it's not bothersome. Supers. But look at this, it shakes back and forth. It shakes. It's really weird. It's really weird. So Bill loves his R9T Racer. I think the R9T Racer is far more forward. This has actually a very comfy sitting position. It's a little more nose endy than I figured it would feel, but it's really comfy. Where the bulge for this where your feet are supposed to go on the tank, it's really comfy. It's kind of has a nice width. It's not too skinny, it's not too fatty. I'm really enjoying it. It's very cool. It's a little forward. I kind of, when I watched Bill ride it, it looks like he's a little less forward on that bike, but I also have a little shorter arms and it is a little lower, so you're sitting probably a little further back, so that's not bad though. It's not tiring, I'm not sitting on my arms, so if you're worried about like a longer ride, I think that's not a problem. Looks, I love how it looks, you know, like I've wanted to ride one of those R9Ts, but they feel so intimidating when you first lift them off the kickstand, like to me, because you know, I'm used to a bike that is about 400 pounds. That's another 100 something pounds on top of it, so or less than 400, like the 300 is tiny compared to that. But once this thing gets rolling, it's actually really comfortable and really well balanced. It's very interesting, and I approve. As you see, this is brand new. It only has 11 miles on it right now. Yeah, and it looks really cool. It has that old school look to it. I love it. It's cool. It's really cool. I think I'm in first. Let's shake it. Shake it, baby, shake it. I'm gonna just be shaking it. I'm shaking it. It's fun. I really like that grayish color. We actually painted our Cowie 300 in a very similar color, so I really like that matte grayish color. Shake it, baby, shake it. Woo! Yeah, and look, I'm like way comfortably flat-footed, and we're like right now on a downward slope, and I'm holding it up, no problems here. Ooh, I can't. Oh, and it sounds so good. So Bill, his R9T Racer has like a little exhaust on it, and it just crackles and pops without end, and it's just that note of that motor is so rad. This is definitely like an eye-catcher bike. You don't see them too often, unfortunately. I feel like this would be really fun on like a somewhat spirited ride around Berryessa GP or wherever your preference is. Maybe Alice's Run, get some breakfast, get some twisties in. We haven't been on a street ride in a moment. Maybe we can go tomorrow. Randy, can we borrow the R9T Racer for a street ride? That would be fun. Shaky, shaky. Woo! So yeah, like I said, the bike doesn't have any electronic rider aids. It does have adjustable levers from the factory, I see. This is quite nice. They're adjusted really nicely for my tiny hands. You can see I can comfortably grip it. It's really important when you have a bike, make sure your levers are adjusted for you. like that it feels comfortably, because it's all, you know, riding is all about comfort. I feel when you're not comfortable on your bike, you won't be riding as well, because you're tense and you're worried and whatnot. So make sure it fits you and what you're doing with it. Woo! Yeah, so this fits me really nicely. Now I kind of want to ride Bill's R9T Racer, now that I got the taste of it. And again, like, once this thing rolls, and actually even holding, because I have so much footing, even holding it up at lights, it's not a problem. So if you're concerned with the weight, I feel once you have it off the kickstand, you're set and you're good to go. I think that's my judgment on this bike so far. And again, I can flat foot it, boink, boink, and shake it, baby, shake it. Such a trip. And it feels really torquey. It kind of feels like the power's there, and the power's there, and the power's there, and the power's there, like it wants to go. I'm really bummed actually there's so much traffic right now. I would like to see how this goes. And it sounds so cool. I'm not sure how much sound of the exhaust you can hear, but the exhaust note is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we're just gonna lane split pass here. Choo-choo. There's quite a few motorcycles out today. That's nice to see. I always get sad when we're out and about and we never see motorcycles. Like, come on out, people, let's go play. Yeah, it's definitely a little to get used to how it feels that the bike like vibrates left to right when you go around corners. But I'm starting to figure it out. I'm starting getting used to it, and I've been on the bike for what, 5-10 minutes. Let's get on it. Yeehaw! Yeah! Woo! I like it. I really enjoy it. I enjoy it much more than I figured I would. Bill was like, hey, you should ride the R9T Racer. I'm like, no, it's a big heavy pig. I do not want to do that. He's like, it's a low version. You can hold it up. And I sat on it and I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot for all those people. It's really cool. A lot of times on my videos, people comment that like, hey, there's a lot of reviews on this bike, but no one reviewed it from a short person perspective, and they have like short person questions for it. So if you're a short person and you have any questions about this bike, let me know. Or even if you're a tall person. But you know, like I feel like the bike, even though and so the nice thing is with this bike, it's not lowered because the ass is sat down. It's lowered because of how the seat is made. So I'm not, if you're familiar with like suspension adjustments, you want the weight of the bike on the nose as much as you can, because that's how the bike turns. If you start setting this rear end down of a motorcycle, the motorcycles turn less well. So you never want to lower the rear end, because then your motorcycle sucks in the twisties, and you know, I feel like motorcycles are made for the twisties, not the straight lines. So if you can avoid lowering a motorcycle by lowering the link back here, that's great. So this is what BMW does, right? They lower the seat. So they don't lower like they don't mess with the geometry of the bike. They just mess with how the seat is built, which is great, and I love it. And it makes a huge difference in like how the bike handles. So big thumbs up. So if you have any questions and you're vertically challenged like I am and can't ride, for example, this bike because you're not comfortable with just one foot on the ground, this is an awesome option. If you're like an old school cat that is a little shorter, I think this is definitely a bike that like will turn heads wherever you pull up. I know whenever Bill and I are out and about and he's on his R9T Racer, he gets so much attention on that bike. Everyone's like, what is that? What is that? And everyone looks, and you know, you can hear it like from 5 miles away since he has a little exhaust on it. And off we go. So much traffic today. Come on, Bill, let's lane split. Whoop. Shaky. shaking is really, it's really interesting. It's not like, it's not scary, but it's just like throws you off if you're not used to it. Like whenever I stop thinking about the shaking, I don't notice it, and then once I focus, like, oh, is it shaking? I notice it's shaking, and I'm like, oh, it's shaking. It's kind of weird how that works, but well, it's yeah, and the bike is really easy to get along with, so the power delivery is really smooth. I like that. I don't like when the bikes are really jerky, like it's kind of like the R6 throttle before we put the progressive throttle on it. It was like on or off. Same with like an R1, the older R1s anyways, it's like on or off, and like I don't like riding like that. It's not an on and off, especially on the street. So this is really, you know, like if you're sitting in traffic, it sucks, and I'm not like struggling to handle the power of the motorcycle. And it's nice. It's nice. Every single motorcycle should be like that. So like I could see riding this at the track. I mean, Bill tracks his R9T. He actually left the S1000RR at home in order to bring the R9T to the track. Let that sink in. So I will definitely take that out to the track, take it out to Berryessa, take it out on a mellow ride. I don't see what, you know, freeway riding. Freeway riding might be a little questionable because it doesn't have a windscreen. So I would like it, so it doesn't have a windscreen, so you would probably deal with a little bit of wind. So and there's just no proper way to mount one and not ruin the look of the motorcycle. So maybe not a commuter bike. I feel like there's better options for that. And if you want the boxer motor, you have the DRSs and whatnot with the twin style motor in it. I mean, with the boxer style motor in it and a windscreen. And so this is more like around town. Maybe twisties, have fun, not long commute. So I wouldn't want to commute this, I think. Woo! And shake it, baby, shake it. Oh, this is rad. So yeah, again, display. There's not much in terms of buttons. So shake it, baby. So we're almost back to ANS Motorcycles. ANS, thank you so much for allowing us to do those test rides. We really appreciate it, and it's helping our channel out a lot. So thank you, thank you. If you're local to Sacramento or in the Bay Area in general, come by an ANS and tell them Bill and Bogna sent you from Kyle Motor TV. They will definitely take good care of you. They have a whole bunch of motorcycles. They always have some form of a deal going on, and they have a lot of demo bikes that have some rebates on it. So, you know, consider them in your motorcycle search, or just come by and say hi. They're super personable. They like talking motorcycles. But here we are. So all in all, this is a really cool bike. I like it. Would I buy it? Probably not. I like the sport bikes a little more, the little like naked sport bikes. This is a little more my forte now than the old school scramble stuff. But again, if you are in the market for a bike, ANS Motorcycles, BMW, Ducati, and Triumph, they've got it all. Check them out, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, comment below, and hit the ring. You will get notifications when we have more awesome review videos or track videos or whatever's. Okay, where is the kickstand? The kickstand is a little complicated to get down. Come on, kickstand. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Oh, it does have a neutral light. There we go. No, that's nice. So thank you guys for watching. Comment below, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.